big, beautiful Broadway world. It is me, your Broadway buddy, Ben Cameron, and I'm so excited to be here with you for the very first installment of the Thankful Project. This is a project that is very near and dear to my heart, as it is a musical labor of love of two of my very best pals in the world, who I'm going to bring onto the screen here in just a moment. This is a Broadway baby and a singer-songwriter extraordinaire, and they also happen to be quite married. And they have a really fascinating story. And I'm very excited to introduce you to Bortz Skeels and Jerad Bortz.
Hi!
Hi, Bortz Skeels and Jerad Bortz.
Hi, Ben Cameron.
Good to see your face.
This is your Thankful Project, and I want you guys to be able to speak about what exactly the Thankful Project is and why it is important and how it came to be.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's an album, 22 songs. So it's a big album. I think back in the day they would call this a double CD.
Sure.
But I guess we're not doing that anymore. Following a car accident back in February 2018, where both of us were injured, but unfortunately me a little bit more severely. I fractured my cervical vertebrae and have a spinal cord injury that has left me paralyzed from the waist down. Technically, I'm a quadriplegic because I have limited use of my hands and arms, but I do have some use of them, which is obviously better than not. So the idea was to, after we got so much help from so many people, Actors Fund in particular, we want to do something to give back. So Steven is a singer-songwriter, composer, and I said, why don't we just do a couple songs, record them, and do something to give back. And when I say a simple idea, he takes it and turns it into.
No, that's not that. That's sort of true.
It's definitely.
It was going to be. We thought it was going to be an album. We weren't really sure how many songs were going to be on the album, and then he had said that I should probably reach out to Lynn Pinto, who produces the Carols for a Cure album every year, just to have a meeting with her and talk to her about how maybe we would go about this, since it was a charity album. And we had a meeting, and 5 minutes within the meeting, she loved the idea. She said, not only will I co-produce it, I'll executive produce it. I'll put up all the money for you guys. I believe in you. And I had met Lynn like 32 years ago when I was doing Starlight Express in Las Vegas. And then we kind of met through the years for the Carol for a Cure album. And she said, I think that we should do this as a double CD. Well, me being a songwriter, I'm like, of course, the more songs I can put on an album, I love it. And so that's how it came to be. And so that's what we've been working on. We got in the studio with over 150 of the best musicians, greatest singer, actor, artists in the whole
arrangers,
arrangers. It's really something that we're quite proud of, and so grateful for all the people. Very thankful for all these amazing artists that came together.
And I'm such a fan of your music, and you're just downright prolific. I love that you could just be like 22 songs at least. So you brought in so many of Broadway favorites and stars to help you out, and we're going to talk to one of said stars right now, which is very, very exciting, as she is the best of the best, Tony Award winner, very casual. Let's bring her on the screen, Miss Annaleigh Ashford.
Yay!
Hi.
Hi, Annaleigh.
Hello. How's it going, my friends?
Good. I'm living for this hat.
Love that look.
Thank you. Thank you very much. My son just said, Mommy, take off your wig.
You're giving me Meryl Streep in that movie, the beginning where she does that number. What is that? Remember she's coming down the staircase singing that big opening number?
In what?
Yeah, Meryl Streep movie, an old movie. She Devil.
Yeah.
I love She-Devil. Where's the She-Devil music?
I'm debuting it on Broadway in 2027.
Love it.
We hope. We're very hopeful. So, Annaleigh, can you just tell us, the song that you're singing is called Living in a Fishbowl. Can you just tell us a little bit about how you contextualize this piece that you performed on the album?
Oh, I loved it. It's like a part of me saying things I would never be able to say myself. It's fabulous. It's about this person who's being told what to do and what to say and how to be, and feeling like they're living in a fishbowl. And I think no matter what kind of actor or artist you are, it's a funny thing when you're an artist. People like to give you a lot of unsolicited advice. And I think that song is sort of like the breaking point of this. So it's sort of I feel like it's the fantasy version of Annaleigh that doesn't get to exist. It's like, oh yeah, this sliver of me inside of me would say this and how I really feel. And also my child is making a cameo in the background.
It was like Jack adding his 2 cents.
I was very much hoping for a Jack moment.
He literally went, oh no.
Mom.
Awesome.
Well, I think without further ado, I think we should check out Living in a Fishbowl with Annaleigh Ashford.
All of a sudden I have people kissing my ass, and all of a sudden I have people telling me what I should do. All this pushing and pulling and spinning and turning, they're tearing me in half. But when I hear another point of view, feels like I'm living in a fishbowl, and I can't get no air. Don't wanna listen to these blowholes, and they're coming from everywhere. All these sharks and barracudas have my best interests in mind. Just relax and we'll take care of it, but please sign up on the dotted line. All of a sudden there's a camera shoved in my face, and all of a sudden people wanna hear my point of view. How do you feel about the human race? What will you do to help it all improve? It's like I'm living in a fishbowl, and I can't get no air. Don't wanna listen to these blowholes, and they're coming from everywhere. All these sharks and barracudas have my best interests in mind. Just relax and we'll take care of it, but please sign up on the dotted line. Seems like everywhere I turn, people want a part of me. I usually get burned, need to fly away, break free. It's like I'm living in a fishbowl, and I can't get no air. Don't wanna listen to these blowholes, and they're coming from everywhere. All these sharks and barracudas have my best interest in mind. Just relax and we'll take care of it, but please sign up on the dotted line. Living in a fishbowl, and I can't get no air. No, 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 no. I gotta find a barracuda.
Yeah! Woo! Rock it out, you girl.
I'm going to give that a sing, lady. And I really appreciate, Steve, I love the lyrical break in the middle. I envisioned some fan kicks and
Lyrical down. Lyrical.
absolutely. I think it's safe to say that that's a bop, and Annaleigh, you sing the live and poop out of it.
Oh, thanks.
Can you guys talk a little? I know you were very conscious of who you selected for which songs you had created, and why Annaleigh?
I think Annaleigh was a tough one because she can sing anything. And she's so versatile, and her style is incredible. Really, she blows me away from Sunny in the Park with George. But I wanted to show her fun, light side. And I also think that the song is about someone blowing up and becoming really big. And she's a superstar. She is about to blow up even bigger, I think, because I think she's so incredibly talented. I know she's got some couple big projects coming up, but I won't talk about those unless you want to. But I just thought it was the perfect song for her. And I just love her quirkiness and her fun. And she was so much fun in the studio. She came in, has that little boy. Jack was Howard at the time, because this was about like a little more than a year, right? Year and a half. Yeah, probably about a year ago that we recorded it. It's like, oh my God, I just came from, she had like a couple projects that morning. She came in and nailed it. And it was just, her spirit was so beautiful. And when we reached out about this, and she was the first one to say, yes, I would love to do it. Tell me when and where, and I'll be there. And we're just so grateful for that. We adore her so much.
She's very clearly good people.
I love you guys.
What was your experience of being in the studio recording that?
Oh my God,
Annaleigh.
so fun. You know, we weren't in the studio that long, and that's because the song is magical and fierce, and it was so fun. That's like, you know, good art doesn't take a long time, right? It's kind of just like happens and is magic. So it's such a treat, and also it's been so fun I've just gotten to hear the final version, and I'm in LA right now, waiting to maybe work someday. I don't know. I have a start date on a show that I'm supposed to shoot, but
That's awesome.
I'll tell you what show it is because you already gave it. So I'll give a plug.
No, you can.
If you can.
So we just moved to LA a couple weeks ago because before the lockdown happened, I was supposed to film Ryan Murphy's new crime story, Impeachment, and I'm playing Paula Jones, and we were just about ready to start filming for that. My wig was done and all my costumes. And then we had to stop, and we didn't even get to start, but we were like a couple of days away from filming. So that's postponed, obviously. And then I did another show for CBS. I did a pilot called Be Positive with Thomas Middleditch. And it's on CBS on Thursdays at 8:30. So tune in.
Yay!
So pray for us that, it's a multicam. So that means that we can be on a soundstage all by ourselves. We could live there all together in a pod. I'm just putting it out there, Warner Brothers. And so we're getting ready. But my point of saying that is it was so fun to listen to this song in such a heightened, even though there's no business happening here. New York revolves around 15 different industries, but LA revolves around one, and that's the business of show. So it's like so fun to drive past like ridiculous homes and people who they have a mask on, but you can tell they're clearly also trying to hide themselves in this moment. Like, girl, you got a mask on. I mean, you don't need to. Anyways, it's really so living in a fishbowl, I feel like is perfect for this moment where we're watching people act like crazy people in a pandemic.
Well, congrats on all those projects.
Congratulations. We can't wait.
Thanks.
We cannot wait, and we're very thankful that you were part of the Thankful Project.
Yeah.
And that you took time out of your day to be here with us. And this is how we're going to wrap up each of these episodes. We're going to talk about the things that we're thankful for and the things that we are saying no thank you to. So I feel like we should start with Jerad and Stephen. Jerad and Stephen, what is a no thanks, and what are you thankful for today?
Well, I'm thankful for all these incredible people that came together to help us create this project. It really was a labor of love and was challenging in a lot of areas, but I'm thankful because it was able to take my mind off of the tragedy that we were going through at the same time. And so when it was a really, really tough day, if I knew I was going to the studio or if I was working on a song, it took me away from the struggles that we were going through and brought in a lot of light and joy to me. So that I'm very thankful for. No, thank you. Let me think on that one. Go to Jerad for the thankful.
I mean, the album to us gave us something to love, to enjoy, to argue about that wasn't this awful accident, this thing that happened to us, that wasn't the quarantine. It gave us a sense of normalcy in a world where, we spent 2 years in this strange world of me being injured, and now even doubly this world of quarantine. So to have that sense of normalcy of like, oh, we're working on music like we always did, we were always sort of collaborators and partners. So I'm thankful to have had this as a through line through all the turbulence we've had. And I'm saying just no thank you to, man, I should have pre-thought about this. I thought that'd be so easy to come up with a no thank you.
You thought what?
I thought it'd be easier to come up with a no thank you, but now I'm just so excited that we're here doing this. I'm going to say no thank you to the fact that I don't have a tan right now, because I really would rather have a tan.
You got to get the artificial tan in the form of a ring light.
I was just going to say you need a ring light or a can of Neutrogena.
This is not a natural halo on the center of my forehead.
Just give you. Do you want some bronzer? I'll send you some.
Yes, please. We'll exchange information about your favorite bronzer after this.
Great.
No, thank
I'm
you.
going to say no thank you to the constant sirens throughout our window, like nonstop, usually daily, because we're just 2 blocks from a hospital. But they've done really well right now. We haven't heard any sirens. So usually about 20
Dang.
no thank you to the sirens that are constantly going on.
Well done, New York. Well, I'm out in California, and I'm going to say, I'm spending a lot of time outside. I'm going to say no thank you to mosquitoes at dusk by the pool. And I'm going to say I'm thankful for the horn section in living in a fishbowl.
Hey, I mean,
Give me
horn.
that good Phil Collins horn section. It makes me gayer than I was before. I love it. Annaleigh, what are your thoughts?
Okay, I'm thankful for these 2 beautiful men taking some dark and turning it into light. There's nothing better in this world than watching dark turn into light. It's my favorite thing in the universe. And so I'm just grateful that they're sharing their love and their light. And I'm also thankful so much right now for my health and for my family and for also the light that's come out of this dark and this time for us. And in the world. And then I'm going to say no thank you to people who don't wear masks.
Yes.
No thank you.
Yes.
And also, wearing a mask under your chin is not wearing a mask. And also, there's a guy who had we saw the other day who had his mask really far down, and I was so angry about it. And I was like, how do you tell somebody? I've told people to like put their masks up, and I do it in such an awkward. I'm like, hi, excuse me. Hi, can you please? But it's like usually it was on the train in New York, so we don't have to ride the train anymore here. But I was like, a great way to do it, you guys, is just to be like, hey, I don't know if you know, but your mask slipped. It's slipping. Your nose felt kind of like when somebody's nipple comes out. You're like, I don't know, but your nipple popped out. I don't know if you know this, but your nose popped out and your mouth.
I think that's really giving people the benefit of the doubt. So I like that.
So anyway, there you go. That's my no thank you. Yeah.
Well, I'm thankful for all of you guys. Tell us where we can pre-order the entire 22-song Thankful album. If you liked Living in a Fishbowl, there's so much more great music. Talk to us.
Here's the good news. If when you pre-order the album on iTunes during this 6-week period, you're going to get the single that corresponds with this episode. So the first single being released is going to be Living in a Fishbowl with Miss Annaleigh Ashford. And so if you purchase the album on iTunes, you'll get that single. Otherwise, it's going to be available on all the platforms 6 weeks after this episode debuts. So we'll probably put that in the text below. Check it out.
Great. Well, once again, staying on theme, thank you guys so much. I can't wait to chat about more of the amazing tracks on this album. Thank you, Annaleigh, Jerad, and Stephen. I love you guys. And to the entire big, beautiful Broadway world. We'll see you soon. Thanks.
Thank you, Annaleigh. Thank you, Ben.
Bye.